How's it going, everyone? Welcome back with another video today. We're outside right now. It's Upload Monday. I want to show you guys some of the upgrades that we had made to the house in the 2 years that I had not been making videos. I don't know if you guys remember before or not, but the house used to be like a light blue, and they used to have like a old style wood siding. Anyways, and the siding was in pretty good shape. Kind of needed to be repainted again. And we just decided to opt for new siding, give it a new, fresh look, upgrade. Actually, before we bought this house, we were looking at another house which is white, but the house next door was the same color, and me and the wife fell in love with it, and we decided that if we're ever gonna reside a house or something in the future, that that's the color that we would pick. And so that's what we did here, and we really like it. I mean, it gets dirty easily. I mean, it doesn't get any dirtier than anything else, but it shows up with this darker color anyways, which seems to be like a popular color that a lot of people are going with now, is these darker grays and even blacks. People are doing their houses in. We also decided to do soffit and fascia on the house and the garage. This is actually the garage here. We decided to do soffit and fascia all the way around. That give it a brand new look to it. It looks like all new buildings when you do that. The roof, well, we actually did the roof too on the house. We didn't do it on the garage. The garage is still in pretty good shape for the roof, but can't hardly see from here. But we did a steel roof on the house, and we wanted like a darker, you only got so many different colors you can do a roof in. It's not like siding, but we just decided to go with like a charcoal color, or like a shingle color. But this is as close as we could get anyways, which turned out pretty good, I think. It also collects dust and pollen and stuff in the summertime. But other than that, it works great. Had to put this little makeshift guard on here for that valley. If you guys aren't familiar with steel roofs at all, when that water, it all comes down that valley there, and it just launches over the gutters. Even if I had 4 to 6 inch gutters on there, it would still launch over. And we're getting a little water in the basement because of that, so I had to put like a little makeshift guard there. They sell guards, but this, I couldn't really find one that would work in that particular spot in that valley, so I just made one myself, and it works pretty good anyhow. So that's kind of what we did with the house anyways. Soffit fascia on the house, roof, siding, soffit fascia on the garage, and siding. We also, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but we used to have a big, it used to be red, cedar deck here that's like 830 square feet, and it was getting pretty old and needed to be stained every year, and it would still chip off and look like crap by middle of the summer. And it was very soft, like there were spots where you thought you were going to fall through, and I went to replace some boards, and they weren't the right thickness and stuff, so we had some boards that were thicker than others. And last year we just decided to say, screw it, we're gonna put a whole new composite deck on here. Also very expensive, especially with the way prices have been the last few years on everything. Is just going skyrocket. So yeah, we did, it's like a two-tone, 2 different colors anyways. Yeah, I'll turn the camera around and show you guys the siding and the roof and the deck here. So this is the siding, better look, the roof. You can see up there a huge snow bar that goes all the way across this end here to provide, provide a little protection for the deck from small fallen ice and everything. Yeah, so this is the deck. 2 different colors. I like it. It kind of broken up by these different colors here when I had to switch kind of directions. Deck's kind of a mess right now. Put a solo stove up here. That's patio safe. Plus we got those mats underneath, so that helps. But yeah, pretty happy with it anyways. We kept the benches, which is nice for like when we have 4th of July parties or my daughter's birthday party or something. We get quite a few guests over here, and those benches all the way around instead of railings adds a lot of seating. And the railing, actually, for a composite deck, the steel railing is very, very expensive. yeah, it's very expensive anyways. I don't know how much it would have costed on here, but it would have been way more expensive to do that than it would have been to keep the benches. And actually, I don't know, I think it looks better with the benches, and yeah, it serves a purpose here. You can use it for seating, obviously. And so yeah, also something else that we did was, I'm not going to show you guys because who cares, but we also had to replace our well pump. I'm trying to get around the sun here. Had to replace our well pump because that went out. Had to replace our garage door opener because that went out. And then we replaced our central air unit, which was, I think, around 30 years old. We replaced that, and we did our furnace. All of these upgrades, actually, we did last summer. It was a very expensive year. Yeah, so the story about our furnace was the winter before, we were woken up in the middle of the night to our CO2, our carbon monoxide detector going off. And so we got up and kind of tried to figure out what was going on. And we called the fire department. We evacuated the house. And they came over with a detector and found that there was a hose coming from our furnace, and they detected, I forget, it was like 40 parts per million coming out of that hose. And that hose shouldn't have been there in the first place, but we called the guy the next day to have him come look at it. We had to spend the night in a hotel, but the furnace guy came to look at it, and he decided to put a trap on that hose, which was against code. The hose shouldn't have been there in the first place, and whatever. And then there's a couple other times we smelt like gas or like CO2 or something outside really strong several different times. And so we called the furnace guy back, and he came, and the fire department came, and they ended up putting their detector at the exhaust for the furnace, and it was like over 2,000 parts per million, and that was pegged out their meter couldn't read any higher than that, and they had to shut us down. And the furnace guy said that it sounds like a cracked heat exchanger, but he came and went through the furnace, and he's like, it's not a cracked heat exchanger. He's like, I guarantee it's not a cracked heat exchanger. Well, we decided to call a different furnace guy, and they came and checked it out, and it turned out to be 4 different cracked heat exchangers, not just 1, but 4. So we replaced the whole furnace anyways, and it's been awesome ever since then, not having to deal with carbon monoxide getting in the house all the time, or even just dumping, like there at the end it was just dumping out the exhaust, but that was a ton, and it would just smell like, whatever. If you know the smell, you never forget it. Just dump it out into the backyard anyways. Yeah, and it stunk around the house all the time when we were running the furnace. And yeah, so it was time to get done anyways, and this is a little more energy efficient than the old one. The old one wasn't that old, but yeah, this one's a little more energy efficient. The central air is way more energy efficient, but as you know, that all energy bills go up all the time, and we're not really saving any money by having a new furnace or a new central air. Maybe even worse, since we had the old, thicker siding. That was a little better insulation rating than this new vinyl siding was anyways. So yeah, I mean, and the parts of the whole, all the upgrades here that we're not happy with is just a little bit of craftsmanship issues, like a couple of the, a few of the cuts on the deck, aren't square like they're supposed to be, or whatever. A couple spots in the siding are a little short, but they just put it up there anyways. Even though I've got extra stuff, I'll fix it myself at some point. But yeah, that's kind of it. Just a little bit of craftsmanship. Have no issues with the roof at all. Yeah, central air furnace works great. Well pump. Still don't have a ton of water pressure like I feel like we should, but it seems to work anyways. Yeah, and the garage door opener is great. If you guys ever lose your garage door opener, that's a huge pain. So yeah, that's the video for the day, you guys. Leave me a thumbs up on the video if you would. Comment down below what you think of the upgrades, and subscribe. We're coming out new videos every Monday. We'll see you guys next time.